Yo crew, Coach Bryant here, VPC Performance Coaching. Going to run you through a really quick head-to-toe active dynamic warm-up. Now this is something that's going to be short, sweet, to the point, something we recommend that you and all of our athletes do prior to your workouts. For anyone who's an endurance athlete or just getting back into general fitness, generally we tend to stay very straight line with our movements. So if you're a cyclist, you can see the back of my tire here, a runner, a triathlete, everything's moving forward, backward. Rarely are we going side to side. But that's where all your stabilizers, your lateral movement muscles, the things that keep your body healthy, keep your knee from diving, need to be activated. And so essentially this warm-up is going to help wake those up, gradually take your body through an increasing range of motion and have you better able to not only perform at a higher level, but hopefully, and per the data, stay more injury-free. So without further ado, we're going to start with our neck clocks. You can go neck circles, up to you. But for me, I like to just hit each spot nice and smooth with it. If you're doing this early in the morning, the blood's not flowing, start with a really gradual range of motion. Never do you want to go into this huge range right away. Let's go the opposite way. Usually we go about 5 each direction. There's 2. There's 3. So the whole point of this, start drawing fresh blood to these muscles. Gradually start working them through a greater range. Next thing can be arm hugs. So we can go left over right, right over left, keeping hands right about chest height. Now the key here, we want to get that chest up, hands coming down and back. Open the chest up, open the shoulders up. So many of us get bad posture going. We spend our day-to-day rolled over, shoulders forward. We're trying to counteract that. All right, next move. We're going with arm circles. So you can go with a slight bend in the arm. That's fine. If your mobility is really bad, you can go hands down or thumbs up. If you're feeling better, shoulder mobility is there, we can go palms up. And from the side here, notice the goal here is to get this half circle on the back side. We see it a lot where people with shoulder impingements get here and their arm dives straight forward. We want you working that big circle, stomach locked in. Other way, going backwards with it, same thing. As those shoulders start waking up, loosening up, you can start straightening your elbows. But we don't want you pulling through the neck. Make sure you're using shoulder blades, backside of the shoulders, to make that happen. Next thing, wide stance, toes straight forward. Lock in your low body. Again, start with a gradual range of motion here. These are our trunk twists. Gradual range as you let that low back loosen up a little bit. Keep your stomach tight. Don't get loose through the midsection here. Let the muscles do the work. Help stabilize the spine. And next thing, lean it over, flat back. Stretching out the hamstrings, so super flat back. We're going to punch elbows left to right. There needs to be tension through those legs. As we do it, we're going to give a little shift left to right, and that's going to incorporate a groin stretch as well. So just throw those elbows. Good work, standing tall. Feet straight forward still, hands on the hips. One of my favorites. These are hip circles, so we're going to push left. Stretching out through the side. We're shooting back. Again, super flat back. Chin up. Right. Forward. Lift. Back. Right. Forward. Lift. Back. Right. Forward. One more. Lift. Back. Right. And forward. We're going to reverse. I'm going to go on from the side here now. So right. Back. Notice super flat back. Left. Forward. A dynamic stretch through those hamstrings. There's 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Good job. Next thing, sagittal leg swinging. So this works stability through one side of the body, and it works an ever-increasing range of motion through this leg you're swinging. We go for 10 to 12 here. Each one a little higher, a little faster than the previous. Try to keep your chest tall. And we are off. Something to note on this. Try to keep your shoelaces pointing towards the ground when you kick back behind you. So when we kick back, don't flare, don't let your pelvis torque and twist. Kick straight back, keep pelvis locked in, and you're going to get a better hip flexor stretch. Super important for the runners, cyclists as well. We rarely, as a cyclist, you take your feet through this kind of 12-inch, 14-inch range of motion in this position. Never do we get good extension. So it's really easy to get super tight hip flexors, start having issues with your back. We don't want that. All right, frontal leg swings. Really waking up the hips, the adductor, stretching groin, stretching through the IT band. Staying nice and tall. And on the opposite side, you'll notice you're getting a lot of activation through the ankle on your stabilizing leg. Now on this, don't let toe go twisted to the sky. It's like a closed off club face here. Shoulders, we're trying to keep as level as we can. And we are off. Next thing, heel toe raises. So lock the hips in. Good posture through the shoulders, up on the toes. When you come back on the heels, we're not rocking. Okay, don't shoot back, stay locked. As a runner, you should be running tall. As a cyclist and a runner, triathlete, you need to get good at dorsiflexing these feet, getting that activation through the ankles. Now, what I like to do on this is imagine I'm coming up on a different toe each time, and that's going to change load through that ankle and through that hip. Next thing, we're going to go knee circles. This is kind of like a step over. We call these trail leg step overs, but I want you to tuck your heel fully. So we're activating hamstring, and we're just going to take this knee up and over like we're drawing a circle. And we're going to go the other way with it, same thing. So just these little circles here. If you want to go bigger leg, you can. Really waking up that hip, taking that hip through a greater range of motion. Anywhere from 7 to 10 is totally fine on this. Same thing, opposite way, waking up abductors, adductors, taking this hip through a good range of motion. Waking up these lateral stabilizers. And other way, again, you can start increasing range of motion if you'd like. You get more glute, hip, hamstring activation when you do. Low back starts working. And last thing, we're going to go into squats. Each time a little bit deeper than the previous. Shoot hips back, squeeze glutes. If your glutes aren't firing, and there's a good chance they aren't, very common thing among endurance athletes and the general population, don't be afraid to grab your butt. People ask you what you're doing. Just let them know you're working on glute activation, but you want to feel those muscles firing. Once you're feeling good, you can increase the depth. The key here, you only go as low as your body allows you to with good form. I don't want you dropping down, then getting up on your toes, overloading your knees just so you can get lower with your range. If you can't keep heels on the ground and wiggle those toes and a nice tall chest, you need to stop where you're at and come back up, focus on good glute activation. Those are the primaries. We've got a lot of extra exercise you can add to that. You can add knee hugs in there, also a great exercise. You can add the dynamic quad stretch with hamstring activation, also a very good one. And then you can progress it even further with some actual lateral movement moves, side slides, lateral mini bounds, skips. There's a whole plethora of things that you can add on to this. If you have questions, if you want more recommendations on other stuff to add in, great. If not, hit that as a bare minimum. Your body's going to perform better, stay healthier. Look at me, I'm already feeling like a champion here. If you have questions, let us know. BuildPeakCompete.com. That's all we got. Later.